gone cold. Finger on the trigger. Heart runs bold. Tick tock tick. Red turns green. Is this that flip or the start of a scene? Every candle feels like a question. Every heartbeat bets on direction. I'm caught in the curve of the line, right on the edge of the sign.
Wow.
Turn or trend, they both bend. Riding that swing to the very last, stand up and down. Again. Are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both bend. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break then blend. I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend. Screen glow bright. Midnight dance. One more move. One more chance. Stop lost tight. But my hope runs wide. Do I bail right now or let this ride? Every signal talks like it knows me. Every move could crown me or ghost me. I'm tracing the arc in my mind. Chasing the shape I can't find. Hey. Turn or trend, they both bend. Riding that swing till the very last, stand up and down. Again. Are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both bend. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break then blend. I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend. Spin that doubt round and round. Hear that hush in the crowd. Is it just a twist or the start of a run? I'm lost in the gust, but it feels like fun. Oh yeah. Turn or trend, they both bend. Riding that swing till the very last, stand up and down. Again. Are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both bend. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break then blend. I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend. Oh. Shots on the wall, coffee gone cold. Finger on the trigger, heart runs bold. Tick tock tick, red turns green. Is this that flip or the start of a scene? Every candle feels like a question. Every heartbeat bets on direction. I'm caught in the curve of the line, right on the edge of the sign. Oh. Turn or trend, they both bend. Riding that swing till the very last, stand up and down. Again. Are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both bend. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break then blend. I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend. Screen glow bright. Midnight dance.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Sound check, mic check, all sorts of checks. Give it to me right now. Let me know if you guys hear me okay. Let me see if I see you. Wait, hold on. channel. Okay, let me see if I see you guys. Okay, I do see you. Sound check, mic check, all good. Okay, good morning. So we're going to trade wealth charts today as the dominant platform because we haven't done that in a long time, and we finally have the dots only on there. The thing is that we're going to trade today kind of what I showed yesterday in Asia session. As I told you before, this is the absolute worst time to trade dots on a filtered basis, right? Doesn't matter how many filters you have, you're going to have massive false trades on dots. So we're going to flip the script completely and trade totally unfiltered, meaning that there's no delta filters, there's no rate of change filters, nothing. All we're going to do is just have VWAP and dots. And I'm going to show you a couple of things that I'm doing with that particular setup that I think you guys will find very, very interesting. So before we even start, I need to show you how to create a pure sort of unfiltered look in wealth charts. This is the same thing in TradingView. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to just reduce all of our variables to effectively 0, right? So range must be only 10 ticks wide. That's basically makes range a non-variable. And delta, we're literally going to put the thresholds to both the PPP delta and the trend, the dot density to 0. So that means that those two things are effectively non-impactful. And what that leaves us is just with the VWAP and the dots, just pure dots on a momentum basis. Now, once we have that, the key thing that I kind of want to flip the script on today is we're going to essentially trade right now until proven otherwise with an upside bias. And what that means, actually, I'm just a little bit late on this. What that means is we're actually going to flip the script on a couple of these signals. We're going to assume that stocks are upward biased because risk is relatively positive, right? You know, the macro situation is relatively positive. And we're going to assume in the early morning that every purple dot is a buy, not a sell. We're going to try and buy the lip. I'm going to just flatten out over here because I got to, I should have had the execution here. But the beautiful part about kind of doing it this way, and you'll see, let me show you where there's more purple dots here. You see buying purple dots here almost in every single instance was a very attractive proposition. And what I'm doing as far as purple dots is the following. I'm buying the purple dot, and if I have a red dot that follows it, like a sort of a continuation momentum, I just simply get out. If I don't, I give myself like a 10-point stop, 5-point target, 10-point stop, and use that. So if you see here winner, here loser, winner, 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 in all of these, conditions, if you bought this over here at 91, you had to come back to like, I'm willing to also, by the way, come in at around 5 down on it and try to, recover the trade. But here, here you had a winner to it as well. Here you had a winner. Here you had a winner. Here you had, a loser on the purple dot, right? It's fine. Here you had a winner. You see that basically it's kind of running like, every 3 out of 4 is a winner. And if you contain your losses to like, 10 points, maybe a little bit less than 10 points, you're actually doing perfectly okay on this thing. Another thing that I'm doing to keep my reversal bias here, I'll show you this perfectly set up here, is we're basically negative trend, right? VWAP is underneath the 8 SMA. By the way, VWAP on wealth charts is a little different than VWAP on TradingView. There's nothing you can do about it, but it's just the way it is. So I'm actually let me just buy this before I speak. So here's why I'm buying it. What I'm looking for is, let's make sure I'm correct here. Hopefully I'm correct, yeah. What I'm looking for is if I'm negative trend and I have 3 consecutive green candles, just green candles, that means candles that hold above the 8 SMA, I consider that to be a reversal signal to the upside. Again, I'm only doing this to the upside. I will, if I have a strong upside move and I have 3 red candles in a row, I'll take that as a reversal signal just for the first trade on this move. But that's another really good way of trading this sort of a dotless or very minimal dot setup with the structures that we have, already. So, this is 3, 1, 2, 3 green candles giving us confidence that this is a reversal trend of negative move, right? Again, I'm positive bias here. So I'm always going to be looking for trades that give me upside signals. Here's the same thing. 3 candles over here. You come in over here. You make your 5 points. Your stops are basically underneath the swing lows, right? So this creates lots and lots of really interesting quick trades every 5-10 minutes that are very reasonable in terms of both risk and structure. In an environment, where we're just, none of the classical filtered dots are going to work. So here you go. There's another signal that works for us. Blah blah blah. I'm just going to rotate. I'm just going to keep rotating accounts as I keep doing it. So I'm just going to try to apply P&Ls to all of this. Where are you guys? Do I have a new layout code? I don't have I could make a layout code. Do you guys want me to make you a layout code for this? I think I guess I could do this, right? I would just simply, if I did this, is this going to give you the, let me see if I can do this. Export layout, right? Let me see if I can export this out to you guys. So tell me if this is going to work for you guys. This might be much easier than me trying to show you settings. So if you have wealth charts and by the way, the only way to have wealth charts is to be part of my coaching. So if you want my coaching, let me just give you the link because that's going to be tomorrow. Let me know if that layout code worked for you guys. Like if you could just import that and you have the same look as I have. Because this is the layout code. What I call what did I call this? I had actually a template name for this. What did I call this? No filter. Basically, no filter. That's sort of like a filterless dot signal, right? PPP delta is a measurement that we use during sessions of the day when it's valuable, as the rate of change over the last 8 or 10 periods that shows us positive. Like in other words, if the rate of change is more than 2 basis points, that means there's momentum. It's a measurement of momentum that we like to use, right? But what I want to show you today, since we basically, I realized something very interesting. We're kind of running a rock against the hill by trying to apply best practices during a time when none of it works. I know statistically, I reran this 1,000 times. This is the absolute worst time to use any of our filters because this is New York, the most two-way bilateral time. So we're going to just simply simplify New York trading to bias, VWAP, and signals in that structure. So I'm going to show you, like, I am positive bias today, right? I could be 100% wrong, but right now I'm not, because equities are, the way I would know I'm wrong is if we had a 300-point downdraft and I try to buy every dip, which I'm not going to do. But if I'm positive bias, what does it mean structurally in terms of dot trades and everything else that I want? What that means is that if we're below trend, I want to take every 3 candle reversal to the upside. I want to take every 3 green candle reversal because I'm going to take that as a reversal signal. I don't need dots. I don't need anything. I just need the 3 candles as just my quick scalp to the other side. It also means I want to I want to actually buy the dips, not sell the rips on the downside. Anytime I get a purple dot, I want to buy those dips and see if I can get a bounce back. And it also means that once I turn positive on trend, I want to do what I call the 1-2 entry, which is I'm going to wait for a dot. I'm going to buy the dot, and then I'm going to buy underneath the dot, 5 underneath the dot as my secondary entry. And then, because we've all know that momentum almost always carries retrace. And in order for us to have the highest probability ability to resolve that momentum, we want to do entry, retrace structure. So these are the 3 things that I'm going to be doing here. They're going to favor the buy side today. Until I'm proven wrong. I mean, if we open up and we're like, a couple hundred points underneath and we're negative trend, then I'll change my perspective to a negative bias. I'll start selling the reds with a retrace, basically, selling the greens on a reversal. But the reason why you always want to be positive is because the equity market is 75% positive, right? So having that positive bias really helps you, especially during this type of market where, despite of all the back and forth, the New York Open really is much more of a positive bias than you think it is. It's just that we get lost in the retraces and we get stopped out in the retraces. But overall, it does that. What is the tool on the right side of the screen? Sorry, what do you mean? What tool? This is just wealth charts. This is wealth charts along with my indicator. I don't know what tool you're referring to. Trump tweets always take precedence in the sense of the immediate reaction. It's the post reaction that, of course, matters. So you can never answer definitively what matters. It always depends on context. What's a tool on the right side of the screen? Mark Moss, what are you talking about? Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are having a good day. We're just starting the day a little bit. As I keep saying that I'm positive biased, but obviously looking for positive signals before I express my bias. Like, I'm not looking to buy this right now because I have no signals. If I have a green dot, I'm definitely going long. As I said, the only thing that's a little bit different from TradingView is that the VWAP calculation here, 25,992, and over here the VWAP is 999. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy on the VWAPs, and that creates a little bit of a discrepancy on the dots for each platform. So here I get a white dot. I'll show you how I want to trade this, right? So I want to buy this, right? And then which is 48? Hold on, let me get into the 48 account. So I'm at 600, and I want to be like at 97 at my retrace entry, right? And then I want, well, actually, I guess I don't need a retrace entry because I'm a little bit above trend. And then what I want to be underneath this red candle as my stop. That's my stop. So if I trigger a secondary trade is going to go over there. I'm going to just see if we can resolve this trade. And the idea is on any momentum move, almost every momentum move is a momentum retrace move. So we're trying to capture that dance. And if you get a pure momentum move, all the more power for us. We would go out there and hopefully try to hit this target. Let me see if this target gets hit. Come on, extend. All right, I'm just going to get out of the whole thing, clean myself up, because we got 10 minutes to the open and we don't want to trade this. But this is the idea. When we're positive, we want to trade into the trade and then a retrace trade, just only one, and then put a stop underneath the second candle. When we're looking for, the other thing is, so the other kind of thing I want to show you is this also creates really cool buy side trades for us. Let me just kind of show you. I can't see this very well over here. Okay, here's a good example. So I am positive. I'm positive bias the market, right? Just trust me. I know I'm going backwards in time, so I'm kind of cheating, but it's just to show you the principle of the thing. The other great trade that I want to do is I want to buy the third red candle as long as I'm above trend, right? So in this particular case, I buy this candle, boom, I'm a winner. 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 In this particular case, I'm a loser, and that's fine. You're not gonna, you're eventually going to get a full turn. So the third candle here, where would be my stop? Probably the low over here. If this was the swing low, you give yourself just a minimal. Probably that's the answer. It's the swing low of those candles that you would be using as your stop, and that's perfectly reasonable. So you have minimal amount of risk, and you have very, very high accuracy resolution to all of this, right? So there's like all these very, very cool opportunities for us to create quick, small scalps all across the board, and that's exactly what we're going to do. All right, I'm going to go to 50. I'm just going to rotate my accounts continuously. The good thing about wealth charts, we've got a ton of accounts. We can just rotate right through them. Let me know if you guys are following. What is DOM? Oh God, shit. God, I'm having a. Guys, please give me the full what DOM stands for. I'm blanking out completely. It's depth of market. Jesus fucking Christ. It shows you, this is the ladder of, this is literally the market. The market is an auction market. It's just exactly like Sotheby's when they're bidding for a Van Gogh, except they're bidding for futures, and it's just much faster than Sotheby's. So you have bids on this side, offers on this side. This is the highest price somebody is willing to pay, lowest price somebody is willing to sell it to you. They're constantly moving up and down. The full DOM, which you don't see here because we're not paying for the feed, is it would be 10 levels deep this way, 10 levels up the other way, so you can see the depth of market, meaning how much buyers in aggregate there are, 10 points or 10 levels up, 10 levels down, or sometimes 20 levels up. The reason we use it over here, we don't use DOM effectively as a tool, but why it's very, very valuable, and why the great thing about wealth charts, it's a fully integrated platform. So let's say, if I'm coming in here and I want to be 3 down, maybe 3 points underneath my initial entry, I can just simply click over here, and that would put me into the ladder. This is the ladder, right? The price ladder, and I want to be inside that price ladder for my secondary entry. So that's why I have it here. All right, what time is it? It's 9:25. We're kind of like, trading back and forth around the 2,600 level. So we'll see. Candle, I think we killed the candle countdown. I'm not sure. Let me see. Parameters. Oh, just turn this on right there. Turn it on. Show countdown. Apply. And there you go. Okay. There you go. Are we hitting news? Is there something happening here? This looks like a big pump. Well, not a big pump, but 25-point pump. Let's see. Did anybody say truth about what? What's going on here? Let's see on the news. Al-Mayadeen quotes an Iranian source: a ceasefire in Lebanon will be announced tonight for 1 week. That's the positive news. Yeah, they're caving all the way around, which is good news. Peace is breaking out all over. Although it's interesting because some of the feeds that I follow on Twitter, some of the really good feeds, are saying that there's a massive troop buildup as well. So I get the feeling that Trump is kind of playing both ends of the candle. and he is saying, give us what we want, or we blow you the fuck out of the water, which is the right way to negotiate. But it does feel like, he's saying one thing and doing the other thing. So we'll see. My point is, don't bet on peace just yet. It's not a John Lennon song just yet. Jake, so you got it turned on, right? And remember, it will turn on at 20 seconds to countdown. You can modify that to whatever you want it. We are 2 minutes away from the open. This is the spike on the Lebanon ceasefire for another week. Blah blah blah. So if this wasn't market open, I wouldn't have a problem. I would take a trade here, buy 5 down, and see if I could resolve it. But it's just market open, so we try to stay out of the fray for the time being. Sorry, what is it saying? No, that's exactly how you negotiate. That's how you. I mean, you're saying it's like a mafia tactic, dude. Who are you negotiating with? You're going to negotiating with Adolf Hitler. What do you know? This isn't like some a nun with a sense of morality. The only way you negotiate with mafia is put a gun to their children's head, not even to their head, but to their mother's head, and say I'm going to pull the trigger. I think Americans have just become so pussified. This always amazes me because people from, Eastern Europe, Middle East, people with places where there's actual war and have seen the consequences of that, very much understand exactly what Trump is doing. But Americans who haven't had a war in 80 years, so they become completely pussified as to how you negotiate with terrorists. I mean, take a tip from Tom Cruise's character. What is it? What was his name? Oh my God. What was his name? Oh God. Lou Grossman. Trump was Adolf Hitler? Really? That's really the stupidest thing you've ever said. Really the stupidest thing you've ever said. You may think you don't like him, you don't like his policies, but you haven't had one single right of yours abrogated as a. You can do whatever. The very fact that you could say Trump is Adolf Hitler proves that he's not. I mean, you really have no idea what a true. Again, because you're an American, you're a complete pussy who's never lived a life of actual autocracy against real evil people. So for you, Trump looks like Hitler. For anybody else, he looks like a tough guy who knows how to negotiate with Hitler. All right. I'm just, amazed at the pussification of Americans. All right, we're open. Let's see where we go. Positive spin, but not a lot. I mean, obviously, news is still relatively positive. Let's see if we get any more dots. This is. Am I still in? I guess in wealth charts, it creates a New York session high. I'm just trying to see when it creates a New York session high. because right now it's still showing me London session. Maybe there's a gap here. Let's see. I remember they were telling me that there has to be a little bit of a gap here. So because if you're looking at this is now New York. I guess there should be a 5-minute gap. All right, let me see how this prints out on whether this is going to print out the U.S. New York session. What is going on here? Why is, Yeah, this is, maybe because we need UTC offset. That's right, guys. Sorry, where's the UTC offset? Where did they put the UTC offset? Oh, okay. You know what? I'm not going to worry about this for right now. Oh, we have a buy dot here. 48 seconds left. Let's just trade this as is, and then I'll try to figure out how to do the adjust the sessions. If you guys have an idea, it should be a -4. You guys can just walk me through it after we try and do this trade, okay? Yeah, I'm trying to find the UTC offset in the parameters. I couldn't find it. You guys know where it is? Let me know. Because obviously this needs to start as a New York session. I mean, it's incorrectly on my charts. It's still showing me a London session. All right, which account is this? 50, 34. Let's give it a few seconds more. So fast, I don't even have a chance to average down on the position. All right, in here, coming down for a retrace. See if I can get the move up here. See if we can get this resolved. Come on, baby. There we go. I know I'm doing it very, very quickly, but that's the only way I can do it. You're in, you're down 5, you're out. That's the buy side structure. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm in, I'm out, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. And we move on to the next account. Let's go to 60. See for the next opportunity. Oh, so was it 61? 61. Okay. And you got to be very quick. You see, if you don't resolve this could very, especially at the beginning, in the first 5 minutes, this is exactly New York session. You snooze, you lose. It can totally, blow up on you. But the key thing is that because you're using relatively tight stops, you just want to be underneath this dot. Even if you lose, it's a small bleed, and you just move on to the next thing. In the session boxes settings, thanks, Ben. Okay, let me look this and see what the hell I'm doing. Parameters, dot settings, session boxes. UTC offset should be 0. Apply. Oh, it's still not working. What the fuck? Why is this not working? London. Why are the sessions not showing up? Okay, okay, so this shows up. Looks like So this is a little bit of a gap. Why is this not showing up? Let me see if I adjust this and it does show up. I'm just curious. 1325. 1330. Apply. Yeah, there we go. So this is what you needed to do. It's 1330. You got to go to 0 and 1335 on the sessions. And now we got the right structure. Sorry about that, guys. It's all tricky, and there's nothing you can do about it. There is no single way of doing it because every single platform has a different UTC offset, and because we're trading Chicago against New York, so there's always an hour difference because of that. You just got to fiddle around with it. Okay, I don't have a way to just perfectly synchronize everybody on the thing, but just remember that you want to synchronize this. Oh, I got a trade here. Sorry, I'm yapping. Bye. Shit, I'm late now. I'm late on this trade. Hopefully I can get this done. Come on. All right, I'm going to flatten out. I'm just going to flatten out because I'm late. Okay, fine. That was a small trade. I'll stay on this account for the next trade. Sorry. So this was a white dot over here. This would have been the stop. It really retraced hard against us, but we would have survived the stop over here and gone on. Sorry, I was trying to set up the boxes. I wasn't able to see it. So we're still above VWAP, looking for those green dot candles to scalp against. And everybody, by the way, everybody got the sessions correctly done on your settings? Are you guys good to go? Let me know. Probably going to get another dot over here, right? So this stays in place. We're gonna trade more. Yeah, I'm only using trend only. Yes, I'm using trend only on dots. I don't want to have dots both ways because I'm using. Okay, hang on a second. Let's go here. Hang on. Okay, in and see if we can get 5 done. Come on. Get me done on 5. I'm in at 47, so I want to be a buyer at 42. Okay, in at 42. Super fast markets. Again, just super fucking fast markets. I got to be underneath this trade. This is a really big candle, actually. This sucks balls. There's a big candle. Hopefully I can get this resolved. It's really sucked. I really needed to get up there. Come on. Get up there. There we go. Come on. Hit me. There we go. All right. Resolved. Another scalp our way. If you guys want to see what they look like, I'm keeping them off the charts. But this is, you see me in, down, out, in, down, out, in, down, out. You see how those trades, materialize. Session highs now. Running the 50s. I think 26,100 was like around there was our highs yesterday. So we'll see if we want to run this. Another green dot, another shot. We're gonna rotate accounts. Gonna go to 62 account. See if I can just rotate more P&L here. See if it works. So summarizing what we're doing today, all filters off, just pure dots and VWAP. And because, again, this is the worst session for filters ever. So no point in trying to make something no point in trying to squeeze blood from a stone. So instead, we're going to go the other way. We're going to just simply trade flow in the most dynamic, fluid way possible, which is we'll take the dots, we'll buy the retrace, we try to resolve it, and then any kind of red retrace, we're going to try to buy the dips, right? On the whole idea. But to answer the question, do I only want dots on trend? Yes, I do. I only want dots on trend because I don't want the counter trend dots to seduce you into taking trades. I think counter trend dots are the most kind of toxic things in the world most of the time. And even when they work, they hurt you. So it's just not worth it, right? If I'm going to trade counter trends, I can trade that 3 candle entry, which is really, really good without having to do anything. This is a give me $1 day. Yeah, market is fast and jittery. You're right. Sorry, UB saying timestamp news dots headlines above or below the candlestick trending. Sorry. Not sure what you mean by UBB 2588. Not everything is turned off. I mean, dots are on. Dots are trend only, right? What's turned off is this whole thing. This whole section it's not necessarily turned off. It's just turned to 0, which is effectively the way, because I don't have a way to turn this off. In wealth charts, we forgot to add the off filter. So there's just no way to turn this off. So we just turn it to 0, which is the same thing. No. So I'm going to show you if we get a retrace move here. I'm going to show you what I like to do as a retrace move. 1 candle, 2 candle, 3. If I get 3 red candles in a row, I'm going to buy that. I'm going to buy the 3rd red candle because that's going to be my dip trade. I don't think we're going to be able to do it. We'll see. But if this was the impulse move for the first 15 minutes, and now they're going to start coming in sellers. But by the 3rd selling, I'm going to have a chance for a bounce. I'm basically trading the bounce because I'm still positive biased, right? Everybody understand what I'm saying here? So this is second red candle. 3rd red candle, it closes. I'm going to be a buyer on 3rd red candle. Hey, who was asking me about the candle clock? Did you get that? I never heard from you. Did that? Is that working for you? Okay, Jake. Yeah, cool. All right, we're really coming into VWAP at this point. It's really going to be a trade. Okay, I'm coming in here. Oh, just got slammed. Complete blown up. Ah, damn it. See what I did? Bad execution. And now I made it back. That was just That was just bad execution. You have to wait until the close of the candle. So I burnt this a little bit because I had bad execution. But the idea was still very good. If I had bought this on the bounce, this is also I ran into. Was there news? Did we have a 9:45 news? We may have had news here too. I may have run into that, but it's fine. I'm going to come back to this account a little bit later. We'll work it a little bit later. Again, this was same good idea, bad execution, which happens all the time with me. You just have to come back and resuscitate it, which I will. But this was just, don't pull the trigger before the candle closes. Always my mistake. I always like to rush things. Don't rush them. It's better to be late and lose than to be early and lose. But you see how the 3 candle against this really actually bounced much more than just a pure scalp. You could have really cleaned up here. So my job is here to show you the setups that you can repeat over and over and over again. And these setups happen every 10, 15 minutes. So you have a way to really harvest a lot of P&L. So we're still positive trend, but now kind of negative move, which means we sit on our hands and don't do anything until and unless I get a green dot. I'm really not in a play. Or if we start going back through the VWAP and we start turning negative trend, that reconfigures our position. Good morning. Who's new in the room here today? Come say hi to me. Any questions you have, feel free to ask me. Did you guys, anybody take that third candle trade, and did you guys get clipped, or were you better execution than me? Where's the astrologer? Astrologer, man, where are you today? That's typically his trade. He loves these buy the dip trades. And you can see, by the way, why New York session is so treacherous, right? And why this kind of scalping that I'm showing you is about the only thing that you can do. You see, if you sold this as a momentum, it just came right back against you, right? And if you bought this, it just dipped like 40 points against you and then just completely reversed. This kind of V-shaped zigzag moves, very emblematic of this time of day, which is why none of the setups have a positive expectancy. Hey, Simon, nice to have you. Where are you from, Simon? Are you from UK? I like Simon's picture. Yeah, good job, Cheryl. Yeah, I mean, it just popped right up, right? Toronto. All right, that's kind of UK of North America, right? So this is London highs. We took out London highs, kind of, basically consolidating. Still positive VWAP, basically positive bid, positive VWAP. If we get a green dot here, that's a buy signal for us. So we will we just wait patiently, see what happens. Slope still negative, but that will turn if we turn up. I'm trying to remember. Anybody remember what the highs were yesterday? Do I really need to go look elsewhere? Let me look at the other chart here, because I want to keep my eye on the chart. But I always do this. I move myself off the chart, and then I always forget to look, and then we're always interesting. There's like these tiny little discrepancies between TradingView and wealth charts that kind of send interesting discretionary signals here. All right, yesterday, what was US session high? I'm scrolling backwards here. Oh, it's 2,600. No, I was wrong. That's right. 2,600 was the high. So we're like at fresh highs. Okay, what do we got? How much time? 19, 20 seconds. Let's see if this holds. If this holds, we're going long here. All right, long. Okay, we're in. Try to resolve this, bring this back. Underneath, actually want to be underneath this. Keep ourselves tight. If this works, it works. If it doesn't work, we want to stay in the trade. Boom, we're done. Nice clean trade resolved. Next account. Okay, I'm just rotating accounts. Just rotating accounts, and then I'll come back the other way. And that's the loop that I want to do. Okay, everybody vibing what I'm doing? In, retrace, resolve. That's sort of like the structure. If you're trading much longer and bigger time or much bigger trades, obviously you can take the dots as a on a much wider stop basis, like on a VWAP basis. But you see how treacherous it is in New York open market. It's one step forward, 10,000 steps backwards, one step forward. You're almost inevitable to get stopped out if you're not quick here, or you just have to trade incredibly. I'm going for 20 ticks. Correct. I'm going for 20 ticks. And then I'm adjusting them, like if I go in, if the second entry, it's 20 ticks from the second entry. That's why I'm adjusting for when I do the second entry. But you see, if you put a stop here, you got stopped out. You put a stop here, you got stopped out. Only if you put a stop over here, which is a massive stop, you wouldn't have gotten stopped out. And those are big runs, right? It's frustrating because you're right on the trade and wrong on the play, and that just takes really takes the starch out of everybody's trading if you're not quick enough in the New York Open. Antonio, I'm positive biased. We're positive trend, positive VWAP. We're looking, as you can see, all the green dots for me right now. New York session highs. We want to be long. But my point is, even if you want to be long, you can still be wrong. That's the whole point, because of the retrace risk. There's just so much retrace risk in New York session trade that this is what I am constantly playing against. Okay, long here. My entry was at 68 at 53. I'll put myself at around 49 for a secondary if I need it. Into secondary, over here. And then I want to be basically, I guess, underneath here somewhere. See how it's retracing back and forth? Let's see if I can resolve myself a little bit here. Oh, really, really herky-jerky market, right? And that's why you need to rotate accounts. Okay, this one we ate. We go back to the 22 account and trade that. We leave it alone. Come back when the environment is going to be much more positive. We'll get that back. And you see, look at that. It just took me out to take me back in. I didn't have enough of a stop here, but it's very hard to know what enough of a stop is. Probably I should have had this candle. I should have had this candle here. Just again, my execution error here. Should have been the low of this candle. That's where I should have been. All right, we'll come back to it. That's painful. Again, that's just, that was a winning trade that turned into a losing trade because I just did not have the right stop. That really was a very tough trade. The stop should have been here. We had to stop. We had to stop just like a little bit too tight. Should have been right underneath here at the 35s. Would have been able to resolve that. All right, let's see if we get another green dot here for another run towards the session highs here. $22.22. 10 o'clock news housing. Housing market index not going to have much of an impact. All right, in trade, and I want to be at over here. Okay, in here, correct stops. Let's see if we can get correct exits here. There we go. Almost there. Almost there. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. We got it done. That's the right way to trade it. Boom, boom. Got it done. Got it resolved. Move on to the next account. 42. I really like Wealth Charts because how easy it is to rotate accounts like this. Fresh dot. This works. We're going to go with it. This is right on the news, so I'm going to let this one go because I don't want to step into a news spike or down, even though I don't think it's going to be a big news spike. I'm just going to let this one go, and we'll wait for the next 2-3 minutes, see how it shakes out. So it doesn't matter if this prints green, we can just let it go. A lot more action, right? We're not sitting around twiddling our thumbs. I hope you guys like that. I mean, this is the key thing. For us, okay. Even though we'll let it go, that actually would have worked, but it's fine. All right, let's see what the next play here is. Fresh session highs into still not the hundreds. We're still in the 60s. But moving along. But it's a lot more fun to trade it this way, right? You kind of just stop trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. Just trade flow. Red candle. Maybe we get 3 candles in a row that I'm going to go long. Who else is new in the room here? Say hi to me. Tell me where you guys are from. Jay, my setting is 20. It's not like fixed setting. It's just starting setting is 2080, and then I contract my stops to to the candles. All right, green dot on the chart. Waiting to see if this closes. If it is, we're going to go long. Stop is going to be underneath this candle over here. We'll see how it plays out. I am not trading until the yellow-orange thing dies. I am not going to rush my trades. Buy. What happened here? Buy. All right, we're in at 75. Buy 71s. Yeah, we're done. Don't need did not need the retrace. See, sometimes you need the retrace, sometimes you don't. But this one is done. Rotate back out to 48. And we go to 48 and we trade there. Anybody take that trade? Give me a +1 if you did. You don't need to do a lot of typing. I'm just curious. Another dot. We are 84. Zeroing in on. Oh, fuck. I'm late. Oh, shit. I'm talking. Okay. I'm in 80. I want to be in at around 76 on the retrace. And I want to be underneath this candle here. Let's see if this works or not. I want to be here on the adjustment. Okay. So I'm adjusted underneath the second candle. If it comes back out, it comes back out. Nothing I can do here. The only thing I will say about kind of chasing the dots, if you want to be more judicious, which I really should be, I actually talk to myself about this all the time, is generally if I get 3 or 4 or 5 dots in a row, that's about as much uptrend as you're going to get. Like right now, if this trade works, it's only because we're lucky that it just comes back to its initial entry. It's an exhaustion trade. We're obviously had 5, 6 dots in a row. We are, we've had the move. This is the green slice needs a little bit of peace here. So as I said, if this trade resolves, it's going to be a lucky trade, not a good one. The good one should have just been, let it go. You had 1, 2, 3. Generally, if I have more than 5 dots, I should not take any more signals after that. That should be your rule of thumb. Oh, so close. I should have been watching. I should have just gotten myself out of it. Sorry, guys. I'm not focusing. No, that's it. I ate that trade because I wasn't focused. I had a chance to resolve it right then and there, and it wasn't focused. All right, we go back to, where's it, 48.50. We're going to go back to the 50 account. Oh, Michael, good job. 5 accounts, $300. Great. No, there isn't. UB, there's no way to do that on. You can't get fundamentals published on a platform like that. So the answer is no. Sorry about that. Look at that. It just, it comes out. This is the day today. This is why today is such a tough day. The very fact that we're kind of surviving is just a testament to, look at the retraces. Boom, boom, in, right? Green dot, retrace, come right back to the highs. Like it's flush the stops, come back to the highs. Flush the stops, come back to the highs. It's a very, very tough market to trade in. And you got to just roll with the punches. You got to try to survive this market until it kind of gets cleaner, and then you try to make it all back. Good morning, UZ. I'm always very happy when people in the room are trading better than I do, because that's the whole point. I mean, I will always, me, I'll come back when I'm off screen. I will trade, get all this back myself. But when I'm trading and I'm talking, I'm always not as focused as I should be. I'm always executing poorly. So, because my whole job is to kind of narrate, not execute. So I'm always glad when, like Michael did a great job today. Anybody else had a good day today? Let me know. I want to call this out, because this is really what the room is all about. It's definitely not about me. It's much more about you guys. I'm just the idea generator. All right, second red candle. I get a third red candle. I'm a buyer here on a dip, basically. And the question is, like, where would I put my stop? It would be against the swing low of this troika, of this 3 candle troika. So my stop would be over here. If I'm wrong, it's an easy exit. Okay, I'm in. 67. I want to be a buyer at 64. And we're done. No need to buy. See, the 3 candle dip is like such an easy trade most of the time. Yes, 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5 times it's going to slam you down. But 3 out of 4 times, sometimes even 5 out of 6 times, you're just collecting money nice and clean, which is what you want to do. In some ways, it's kind of an easier trade because you're buying down into an uptrend. So you have much less resistance to get. You're not trading momentum forward. You're just trading the bounce back into momentum. Anybody take that trade with me? I got to rotate. 61. Ben took it. Good job, right? Pretty easy, right, Ben? Easy peasy, Mr. Sneezy. All right, now we got nothing else to do. Now we're just kind of chilling, because if this thing is going to go red slice, it could be like 10, 12 red candles in a row. We don't trade counter trend, so we're just going to leave it alone. If it's going to go green dot, we're going to be patient on the until it gives us a green dot. Guys, I'm going to trade 1,300, 1,400 today again. Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe even Thursday. I really like this whole midweek thing. Yesterday yesterday was our first day. I had to get my sea legs in. Today it's going to be a lot more fun. We're going to do the same kind of thing. Really, really, clean, fast structures. And remember, that's the best hour of the day. So there we're going to use our filter signals, and those signals are going to be, hopefully much more valuable. I tried to be really cute yesterday by only buying retrace, not coming in at market retrace, just trying to buy retrace, and missed like 4 winners in a row because it never retraced against us. We're not going to make that mistake today. My VWAP is red, and it's 26,015 versus. Oh no! Look at that. They all synchronized. VWAP now. I think it's. It was like funky on the New York Open. There was like a five point difference between my VWAP and TradingView VWAP, but now they're both at 2605. They're in the correct zone. Fed talks today. Apparently, hey. Oh yeah, the PDT. You're right. I was going to talk about the PDT. Thanks for reminding me. So you guys know the PDT rules. The what was it called? The pattern day trader rule. The pattern day trader rule. You guys familiar with that? Yes, no? Anybody was familiar with, what the pattern day trader rule was? In the United States, you were not allowed to trade day trade stocks unless you had 25,000. You had more than 25,000 because you need 25,000 as a buy-in. And you needed to keep money above that to keep going. Now that's been completely dismissed. Somebody is saying, who is it? USA is telling me that it's a 2,000 buy-in. It's actually not. There's no buy-in. You could trade with as little as $1,000. I got to trade here, guys. Buy. All right, sorry. Let me focus here. I'm at 81. I want to be a buyer at 77. Am I in? Okay. Come on, resolve me. There we go. And we're done. Okay, I'm not going to trade anymore because I'm yapping, and I can't yap and trade at the same time. So let me yap for just 1 second. Yeah, so pattern day trader rule. Now they're going to go to what's called dynamic margin. So like basically, as long as you have enough money to cover the risk of whatever you're trading, you can trade as little as you want. I think that's going to make a big difference. Obviously, a lot of people love to trade stocks, and I'm really toying around. I mean, I talked to Rob. Rob is going to have. I think Rob has Tasty Trade on the platform, right? Which means that we get the equity feed on that platform. I'm kind of I absolutely think we can scalp Tesla. I absolutely think we can scalp Apple, with dots, and I'm kind of toying around with the idea. I mean, I think we all love futures, but we know that people are much like, for every futures trader, there's 100 equity traders, right? So I'm putting it out there. If you guys want to think about us maybe doing a little bit of equity trading, I'm kind of happy to give it a try. Right. Oh, you're right. So accurate is actually correct. That the margin criteria now is going to be 2 brokers, and I mean, I wonder what Tasty, what kind of criteria Tasty is going to put down. But yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. It just opens up like a whole bunch of interesting avenues for us to trade. It opens the ability for us to trade micro as well as macro, meaning that we can trade individual stories instead of just big market movements. It's kind of cool, right? Well, that's what we're talking about, is that, yes, you're right. People need money, but like, you no longer need a huge amount of money. I mean, if you're trading big stocks, you could trade one share of Tesla, right? What is it? What's Tesla now? What is it? $400? You can trade 10 shares of Tesla on a $5,000 account. Am I right? Like what's Tesla now? Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I'm missing all these trades because I'm yapping. But you guys see this. Boom, 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 right? It's just all P&L here. I hope you guys are taking them. I'm just yapping away. I want to go to 62. Sorry. So, by the way, where do you do the dot count? After the reds, you can start dot count again. Now I'm at a 4 dot count. That's pretty much, I'm not taking any more trades. Like this was the last trade. I like to do 4 dots, then a pause. Not that, sometimes you're going to get, 20 dots in a row, but I'm not trading the extremes. I'm trading the normals. I'm trading the normal. I'm trading the 1 standard deviation of the regular bell curve. I don't want to be on the fat tails because that's not where we live. We live in the 1 standard deviation. We live in the normal world where I try to do everyday things every day, all the time to try to keep the P&L going, right? Everybody loves to do extremes, but extremes don't pay the rent. Yesterday's replay does not work. How could that be? It's on YouTube. $377, Cheryl says. Does anybody have a problem with yesterday's replay on YouTube? I find that hard to believe, Chris. I'm actually, you know what? Before we go, curious. I am curious. Let's do this. We're going to do a poll. I have a stock account. Yes, no. I have a stock. I'm just curious how many people have a stock account here. You see the exhaustion move here, right? Now we get, we might get a three red bar move here that we can try to trade that. Where's my poll? You guys, did the poll get published? Oh yeah, here it is. No. Oh, a lot of people. Interesting. Only about a third of the people have stock accounts. I'm surprised. All right, candle 2. And let's see if we get candle 3 underneath here. And then we can try and trade it. So I'm going to post up as soon as I'm done the power hour, 13 to 1400 hours. Okay, for all the degenerates that want to come trade with me, please do so. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're just going to continue. We're just literally going to continue the wealth charts. Here comes the white. Here come the dot, here come the dot, here come the big number 1. Anybody remember that song? Or am I being like, really, at this point, you can call me grandpa? Is that the story? $15 seconds on the clock. Trade here is going to be in, stop over here. All right, in at 99, buy at 96. Okay, I'm in the second lot. Exit over here. Exit out. We're done. Muchas gracias, amigos. We are done for the day. As you can see, just scalping away. Everybody have a fun time today? Was this a better way of trading than like waiting for 5,000 hours for the one pip trade? Keeps things lively, right? Yeah, Coronet. No, as I always tell everybody, the key to looking young, the key to longevity is immaturity. If you're always 12 years old mentally, like I am, and I absolutely am, essentially have the mentality of a 12-year-old boy with all of that, as you can see, you can clearly see in my commentary, that is the key to youthfulness, is immaturity. I have figured this out, my friends. Okay, so don't ever be an adult. You'll age badly. There's another trade here that we could have taken. Would have been really good. I'm just yapping away, but again, 3 or 4 dots, then pause. 3 or 4 dots, then pause. Today, actually, look at the price action. I was right. The bias was good. We took all the positive trades, right? Really, really worked nicely for the most part on most of these trades. All right. I see everybody 1,300 hours. Everybody have a great day. Enjoy, guys. Don't forget, get some more Apex accounts to get ourselves ready for next week for the news trades. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.